There you go, some audio. Good, good.
Step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow the golden, 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 golden things. Gold birds, gold string, gold words, gold anything, golden. I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden, golden things.
Right. Hey everyone, how's it going? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Hopefully this is clear. Is it clear? This is like being a news presenter. I can't see my screen, so my vision is dilated. So I can't really, it's kind of getting better, to be fair. So it's good enough for me to read the text on here, but I am going to be a bit like this. So if you're wondering why, that is why. How are we doing? How are we all? Is everyone healthy and happy? Wasn't sure that a live stream was doable. I have literally just come running out of Boots. I went to Boots and Tesco's, like a drugstore, to Americanize it. It's like you know, to get some painkillers and some eye drops, because I forgot eye drops. I also forgot my keys, my bank card. I forgot my coat. I actually have a list of the things that I've forgotten. I'm going to read it out. Hang on. Right, I've got a tiny bit of feedback here. I'm going to just deal with that by going like this. Right. Ugh. I look awful on the screen. Trolls Unite. Right, hang on. Where's my notes? Oh, you can tell I don't often use my iPad. Things I forgot. My shirts. I had to go and get a shirt because it's so hot right now. I actually bought a new one. Treated myself to a new shirt. I forgot my toothbrush. I forgot my charger. So yeah, it's one of them. Right. Some of you may not know that I'm gonna try this. Hang on a second. Oh no, I can't do it. Hang on. Alright, I'm stumped. Hang on. I'm gonna have to do this. Hang on. It just helps me think. Sorry. It's less about you guys and more about me. I'm playing the music on my phone. It just helps me think, because otherwise I cannot process, I cannot brain. Okay, I think we're nearly there on technicals. Nearly. Okay, cool. Hello everyone. Hello Darkwing 3D. Hello Siggy Fran. Hello Scott. Welcome our new moderator, Scott. There are a few other new moderators as well. They'll be joining us soon on YouTube. As soon as I see them, I can do the promotion thing. The new mod team are fantastic. I've full trust in them. They're amazing. It's been really lovely getting to know them and many of you on the Discord server over the last, I can't believe, how many years has it been? You can measure it in years now. That's terrifying. Like, sorry, there's a light there and it's like, ooh. Yeah, it's really weird to be able to measure it in years, don't you think? Echoey, yeah, I fixed the echo. Check up says come. No, I've done it. I had eye drops in today. Really wanted in UK. Yeah. Pierre Novelli said it. I'm going to steal his joke. He said it's like trying to sleep inside a fucking McDonald's apple pie. His words, not mine, verbatim. It is like trying to sleep inside a McDonald's apple pie. Maybo, welcome. Laura, I'm really struggling to read the thing. I am really struggling to read. Okay, right, this isn't going to work. This is too small. I'm going to have to go to the bigger font size. Because it is a bigger font size version. I have a private overlay here. See? This is the bigger version. This is the bigger version. Can you see the bigger version? This is the bigger version. This is the bigger version. Also, the last time I used my laptop was to play the TKO game. I won it with this lovely shirt design, which I did not design. And that was good fun. That was the after party last week. I think this is Elmin Light. Yeah, it is. Elmin Light's one. It's not normally like this. I thought it was pretty cool. It is kinda. I'm a princess. There's Snail here, somewhere on the Isle of Man. Look, loads of them. Really cool. Really cool shirts. You guys can look at them later. Look. This one's my drawing. This one here, the cat. Yeah, cool. Right, I have a chat now. Right, I can read your thing, so I have to hold it this way. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can read this. Finally got there. How long did that take? Not used to realize delayed. Yeah, that's true. Greetings from Denmark. Happy to finally see you live. Normally I work at this time. I normally work at this time as well. Welcome, Lord Jan Valen. I know I got the Jan bit right. There's quite a few Autisticats in the Netherlands. And there's quite a few in Denmark too. You've got quite a few around you. I managed to miss time fish tank water changes again to clash with live stream. New challenge, design an Austicat shirt. Yes! Artwork is always good. I started on ADHD meds today at 65 years old. Mary Cooney 303. Wow, congratulations. I hope it works out well for you. I hope the titration process is smooth. Good luck. I suppose it's too early to ask you what you think of it. You'll find out. I'm watching from work. Yay for summer. Kind of yay for summer. I have a fan there, and if I turn it on, I think it's going to be too loud. So we'll see how we do. Laura, nice. Nice. I had my eyes dilated a couple of days ago. Couldn't manage without sunglasses. Yeah. Yeah. Sunnies are absolutely... It's hard when you're already quite light sensitive. I'm quite light sensitive. I say quite light sensitive. It means very light sensitive. And yeah, oh man. Like, it was like looking at the surface of the sun. Don't do that. But it is like looking at the sun. It's so bright. Thanks, Mike. I'm yawning a lot. Oh. Right. Yeah. So, I've planned nothing. There's plenty of things to talk about, though. I'm reading the chat. I now have to go from big chat to little chat. The benefits of living in Scotland. You get the midges, though. I need somebody to read it to me. Oh, hey Claire, Woodshed Theory, how's it going? How are the kitty cats? Lighting is good, very professional. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm trying to make things look better. See the nice little pretty light in the background? Pretty light, pretty light. I went out to a doctor's appointment today, brought everything but my phone and was lost. How modern. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's kind of nuts. Just forgetting stuff. I forget things all the time. It's not even funny. Like I've forgotten headphones on trips. I've forgotten sunglasses on trips. I've forgotten like loops and earplugs on trips. I've forgotten so many things on trips. I haven't lost too much stuff. I have lost a few things already. I lost a really lovely little pillow, which I really like. That's gone. And I've lost I lost a little DJI mic, wireless mic magnet as well. I've lost a few other little bits and pieces, some cables and stuff. And like I say, I didn't have a charger, so I've just sort of been managing. I've just been out because obviously I'm in a city. And one of the benefits of civilization is that you can get pretty much whatever you want. So I went and got myself another charger, which would be great. I'll add it to the collection of chargers I have at home. I have doubles of anything in my go bag. Oh yeah, me too. Many pairs of sunglasses. Juju, hello. Mike nearly matches the sofa. Mike does nearly match the sofa. I think this is a bit more coral, and this is a bit more also coral. Losing things sucks, yeah. Lilf 8195, hello. Can you comment on when diagnosis just feels wrong or weird? I was diagnosed at 55 and don't really believe it, although all the traits are there. Oh, do you mean imposter syndrome? Like you feel like you're... don't let me put words in your mouth, but I'm just saying more broadly. You feel a bit like a fraud. You feel a bit like you don't belong. You feel like, that's not really you. Is that what we're talking about, imposter syndrome? I can say more than a few words if you want. I feel imposter syndrome all the time about all kinds of things. Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't help when people constantly messaging me. Like I don't even read my social media DMs that often, but like when I'm feeling up to it, or in my emails or whatever, I just have a little look and it's like, you're a fraud, you're not autistic, blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, that's enough internet for today. But yeah, absolutely. Maybe start hiding chargers in every hotel you visit for next time. A little tip for the future, by the way, on chargers, and I should have remembered this myself. If you go to any hotel reception, they have chargers because guests leave them in hotels all the time. I just think she might have been wrong. Oh, okay. Is there something specific that you think might have been wrong? Because, diagnosticians, psychologists, psychiatrists, they get things wrong from time to time. They are not infallible. They can make mistakes. Regarding an autism diagnosis in the UK, it has to be a multidisciplinary. It doesn't have to be at the time a multidisciplinary team, but usually it's done afterwards, only for time and efficiency sort of sake. But usually afterwards it'll be a multidisciplinary team that will go over everything kind of briefly in a little coffee meeting or a little tea meeting, a little huddle in a staff room somewhere. If you think a diagnosis is wrong, like a common misdiagnosis, just for the sake of conversation, since we do not know each other very well, is BPD. BPD is often given in lieu of an autism diagnosis. And like, you can kind of see why. Autism diagnoses often are given from like external presentations. None of it is about the internal experience. I mean, I'm not saying that it isn't about the internal experience, but diagnostic criteria, checklists and checkboxes and things, none of that is about internal stuff. It's all external. And it's usually framed with a, how are you problematic to other people? It's quite possible to be autistic and not be a problem to other people. Well, when they were asking if I might be autistic and not testing, I was like, no, maybe not, maybe be a problem. Maybe indeed. Gideon's people should leave chargers instead of Bibles. Oh my God, can I steal that? I'll credit you, that's hilarious. The Gideon people should leave They can write Bible verses on the charges. That's completely cool. But like the Gideon's people should definitely charge this. Yeah. Are the eyes okay, Mike? Right now, no, in general, functionally okay. But right now, hang on a second. Right now, no. They'll be okay in a few hours. I have a big print version of the chat. I had no support at all of diagnosis. I had a therapy session. I was referred and went ahead with, you know, I didn't find it particularly useful. Not that it was, no shade is intended, and obviously there are different types of therapies. I just had a lot of questions in general about all kinds of things, as one might. And I got a few answers, maybe 10% of questions were answered. Of the answers, I think I was satisfied with maybe one of the answers. It's a checkup. I'm very problematic to other people. Fortunately for all of us, I avoid them as much as possible. The assessment was for ADHD, but I got a autism diagnosis. Oh, interesting. I think it's helpful. I think everyone can benefit from either easy access to wise third parties, whether they be friends, although that can be a bit more complicated. I think idealistically therapy could be really, really useful because, you know, you have this opportunity to talk to somebody, air issues, receive some advice or some challenge, in fact, maybe. But it's not like solve my problems, and I'd much rather. I'm much more hygiene factors motivated. In other words, you know, the specific problem. Let's troubleshoot the specific problem. I like there's a skit on YouTube called "It's Not About the Nail," and for me, it is all about the nail. It's all about the nail. It's like, there's a big nail in your head. We've got to deal with it. Not so much the issues around the outside. And I'm kind of working on that. Like, it's not always appropriate to troubleshoot issues down to, you know, rules lawyering, if you will, or try and figure something out, it's not always necessary to just barge in and try and fix things, but it's kind of the way I'm wired. So I'm just learning those softer skills around the edges. I think we can all benefit from that. But yeah, it is about the nail. At the end of the day, it is about the nail. I missed Fran's message, sorry. Imposter syndrome hits hard. People who call an expert role playing people on the spectrum that tends to merge my special interest. Right. I think even for things that I know that I'm objectively good at, my software engineering career was reasonably good, actually. I still feel imposter syndrome. I feel like my brain is locked at, you know, aged maybe 27, 28. Maybe I feel like I've been robbed in my 20s and 30s. And in that respect, it's almost like, how best to say this? It's almost like, you know, if I walk into a boardroom and I have to present some idea or some change to their current plan, some new architecture or something, I always feel like I don't belong there, or I feel like I'm much lower value than I am in that respect, and I no longer do software engineering. So I'm a perpetual beginner. I'm now feeling the imposter syndrome really, really hard because I am an imposter at many things. I'm the, you know, it's hard to explain. It would make sense then to also feel imposter syndrome about an autism diagnosis. That said, I do have quite a lot of evidence, and I am satisfied with my own diagnostic procedure that I went through. I suppose if you weren't satisfied with the thoroughness, perhaps do it again. But these things are privileges because access, time. Do you really want to sit on another wait list for ages? Even if you're paying privately, you still got to wait. Do you? like, is it about the nail, the imposter thing? Is it like, for example, I asked for a letter from my quote unquote employer about my reasonable adjustments, right? Now you might think some of that's kind of wild, being self-employed. Like, that's kind of strange, right? But I thought, no, actually, at the time, maybe I'm going to end up needing a job or something, you know, and work for a new employer or something, and I'm going to need some of this. I'm going to need some documentation. So I asked my psychologist for that. As it happens, it's quite a good template for perhaps a YouTube video at some point. But yeah, I mean, that's like about the nail, right? There's ways I can work which play to my strengths, you know, and generally speaking, if I'm working with clients, they just want the best outcome anyway. They don't really care how I do it. So that sort of thing. It's like, that's about the nail. But if it's about the fuzzy wuzzies and about sort of how you feel, then that's more complicated. Beginner's mindset is fabulous. You have to lean into it. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I even heard for migraines I take meds. Sorry, I'm just reading out loud. When we can be ourselves without an imposter. Cash OH. Yeah, absolutely. Try now to feel comfortable with that. Yeah, yeah. My therapist is neuroaffirming, but my therapy is based on challenging my past and setting reasonable boundaries. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, autistic or not, learning about setting reasonable, you know, key is reasonable, right? Reasonable boundaries and things. Yeah, I mean, this is just stuff I think we should all be practicing. Like, I don't think there's a human on this planet that couldn't benefit from, you know, mindfully engaging with, you know, who they are. It's kind of a transactional analysis thing. You know, I'm a fan of that already. Just the idea of modelling the ego states. And I know there are other versions of it. And I know it's based on Freud and whatnot, but it's a reasonable model of how to help people in any situation, really. You know, I have some content coming up soon, very broadly based along the lines of imposter syndrome, ableism, and I don't want to say self-improvement, but like, you know, the argument could be, hey, fuck you, my boundaries are my boundaries, fuck yours, I'll just do what I want, you know, which I suppose is kind of like the Eric Cartman view of the world. Then there are other sort of, you know, analogies or ways of being which are perhaps a little bit more diplomatic. I think it's kind of helpful to know. So comforting you managed to put back. Yeah, I'm trying to get the balance right, but it basically helps me. Me to sort of process. I suppose I could put headphones in, but then if I did that right now, my AirPods or whatever, then my computer would like go and think it was me. I can see my screen down here, and it looks like you're looking at the top of my head. I think I need to move. I think I need to like. I think I'm sinking. This is a sofa bed. I'm actually sinking. Yes, I'm sinking. I'm sinking into the sofa. I'm going to spread myself out. Okay. It's not being lazy, it's an accommodation for this. Yes. You term Carmenesque view of the world. Yeah, you know, Carmenesque view of the world, which is the fuck you guys, I'm going home kind of thing. It's not to say like, it's the fuck you guys part. Not that I'm going home, but it's the, yeah. I'll do my own thing. Depends if you want the best out of people or not. I mean, it is a valid way to be in the world, I suppose, but you know, you're not going to get the best mileage out of any of your relationships like that. I don't have any videos on boundaries. I have made a video on boundaries. It was a couple of years ago. It's on the channel. if you click the channel page or click my name on YouTube, there's a little search icon. You can actually search in there. It will search for metadata in the videos. So if you type the word boundaries in, you'll find all the videos that relate to it, but there is a video on boundaries, specifically on boundary setting. Because it's so important, and it's something that I only discovered quite late in life. Isn't that sad? I think, like, you get this one shot at consciousness, right? I mean, look, I'm not shitting on anyone's beliefs, but you do, right? Like, you spend your limited time on this planet just molding yourself around everyone else, and I don't mean in a social way, in a positive way. I just mean like just providing for others without having any sense of your own self. Yeah, I wish I'd figured it out earlier. Cash, welcome. You're welcome, and indeed enjoy the rest of your time zone. Mike Slater disappears into the sofa. Helen, I am disappearing. Hang on 1 second, everyone. Okay, if I've just timed Helen out, I'm sorry, but the button for timeout and the button to make someone a moderator are right next to each other. Okay, so Helen is either now a mod, thank you Helen for your service, or Helen has been timed out. One of those two things has just happened. Have you done videos on RSD? No, I haven't. Do you think it would be helpful? Like, do you guys like the videos on like sort of, I guess, life advice almost, autism/life advice topics, of which there's quite a lot on this channel? Do you like the science debunking videos? Personally, I enjoy the science debunking videos quite a lot, even though they are a lot of work in terms of like reading, and I'm basically trying to go, someone's going to go, well actually, and I'm trying to not one up them, but I'm trying to like head them off at the pass. I'm trying to head off the well actuallys at the pass, and that's why the science ones take a long time. But I enjoy them though. You like the life advicey ones? Is Ellen still here? Okay, cool. Hey, cool. By the way, YouTube, I don't think YouTube really cares much about. I am now sitting, just so you know, I am now sitting on the end of the sofa. There's all this sofa, I'm not on it. I'm only on the very, very, very end of the sofa because, and I'm wearing shorts. Sorry everyone for the view of the shorts and the legs. But yeah, I'm only sitting on the very end of the sofa because like it won't sink. This is all sinking. This bit here is sinky. Bring the science. There are a lot of videos on RSD. I agree with you. There are videos on RSD and ADHD. Yeah. No, I don't think there are any specific autism ones. I feel like RSD... I don't know. I don't want to misspeak. But I've gut feeling, you know, my gut feeling is not worth more than anyone else's gut feeling. I'm just saying... It seems to have a more prominence in the autism space than other neurodivergent spaces. And I sort of get it because it kind of makes sense. It is actually not irrational, RSD, is it? We are pain avoiding, some of us perhaps. No, we're pain avoiding machines. And thank you, Asthea, and welcome. Good to see you. I think you might be right. I think the life advice stuff kind of, yeah, it does have more relevance, but the science ones are, I feel like the science ones can get referred to because like some stuff keeps cropping up. I enjoyed the life expectancy one. I enjoyed making that video. Even though I thought I was going blind, I still enjoyed making that video. Even though when I was making that video, I literally was filming that before flying off to learn about how my vision was going. That was that was literally just about T-minus 18 hours to scans. If you want to see Scared Mike, that's Scared Mike, that video. You had a conversation, Miss Pat, with your supervisor who wasn't wearing a shirt. What's wrong with shirts? Walkabout videos are nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I enjoy going out and filming out and about in different places. Just because it's nice. There is going to be no Catmageddon currently. However, yeah, sorry. I have to think about what I say on the internet, and what I was about to say can't be said on the internet. I guess it's normal to develop RSD when rejection is the standard for most of your life. Yeah, pretty much. Fran, I very much appreciate you openly cite your source of videos in my business because scientists appreciate all verification of the avenues. Yeah, totally, Fran. I feel a bit of a weakness. If you look at my references across all my videos, I'm not very consistent with how I reference stuff. I'm just like, references, right? I tend to just, yeah, I'll get better. I should probably use like proper referencing formats and things, but everyone, you can Google it, or you can copy paste it into Google. I feel a bit bad I didn't watch the eye focus videos because I'm terrified of eye-related things. That's okay. If it helps, the second one only has a little bit of eye footage in it, and it's well content warninged out. Like I spend more time content warning it than actually happens in the video. Number 2 is fine. You can also listen to them. I'm not saying you have to listen to them when you must do it, but like, if it was because of the like Google, YouTube demonetized it, by the way, and I appealed, and they sent me they rejected my appeal because and they timestamped the surgery, and it was like, oh, I thought it was interesting. I'm sorry. Nina T. Ferry doesn't think I should have put it in there. She hasn't watched it for the same reason, so I don't know if that gives you some comfort in that respect. She hasn't seen the videos. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting. And it's not stock footage, it's actually my eyeballs. The first one should have had a content warning. It did, but it wasn't very, I know. Look, I did the second one better. The second one is more content warning than content. Isle of Man's beautiful, love when we get to see it. Sarah, there's going to be more Isle of Man. It's a weather thing, right? Don't forget to like an uneven time. Thank you, Juju. Yeah, have a little listen. I think the content warning of the second eye video was along the lines of, I learned from the first video that there's 2 types of autistic person. There's 2 types of neurodivergent. There's the neurodivergent that loves all the gory details and wants to know all about it. And then there's the neurodivergent who can't stand it. There's no one in the middle. That's literally the case. People have either said, I really loved that, that was amazing. Or like, I couldn't even press play. I feel I got to know the inner Mike by that footage. Yes, if you ever want to watch me bleed. I did... The first time I bled on camera, on a live stream where I cut my finger trying to carve pumpkins. Do you remember that stream? The following day, Autism Speaks closed in Canada. I just thought, maybe, if I sacrifice a bit of vision, maybe it would finish them off. Maybe the sacrifice would finish them off, and then there'd be no more Autism Speaks. I am not a fan of that organisation. I don't want to call them a charity because they're not really. They're not. Yeah, legally they're a charity, but you know, where does the money go? It's like It's like if it's like a homeless person and you want to give them like a few bucks, and it's like, oh, no, I can't do that. I'll give it to this charity instead, and then they pay their senior executives, you know, millions, and then the homeless person might get a penny. They might help a dozen of them. Took one for the team. Yeah, basically. My friend Bazman's bumper sticker says, we need to cowgirl up. This is true. We do. Ritual sacrifice. Oh, I can't make the jokes because YouTube will say no. You mustn't. That's the wrong speech. No. What I could do is spread misinformation about treatments for autism, and YouTube be fine with that. They like it. Reproduce sacrifice, Mike. We need to calculate that. I like it. I found the lenses info very helpful, seeing something I've looked into myself. I managed to watch the videos even on a screenshot eye surgery. Was interested though. Maybe some autism mums got cut off by their kids when you got on eye surgeries. Every time Mike bleeds, an autistic person breathes free. Listen. It was a very big knife, and it was a very big pumpkin, and it was very slippery. And yes. Oh, one last detail. It was an Autism Speaks pumpkin. It was a puzzle piece pumpkin. Okay, it's not just any pumpkin. It's an Autism Speaks pumpkin, and you can still watch the live. It's still up on the channel. Mike, my Val Kitty insists I send you boots from NC. Ready? Boop. Is this an actual niche category on YouTube of people's personal surgeries and whatnot? No, it isn't. It isn't a thing. I'll put it this way. The organisation that gave me the footage does thousands and thousands of surgery, like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of surgeries a year. They've never shown anyone the footage before. Just so there you go. It just occurred to me, Mike, what are the signs of cataracts to be aware of? My mum and grand's mum both got them at age 40. 40! Wow, I needed emergency surgery. I'm 36 now. Okay, so it can run in families, right? It can be a genetic component to it. Do you know something? It depends. If you watch my first video, I'm really sorry about this. I do talk about the 3 types of cataract and the symptoms of them, and the different stages. So it can be anything, really. I'm so sorry. It really can. There's so many symptoms, but generally speaking, you know, a blurriness that's not corrected with. If anyone's got any of these symptoms, by the way, you need to go see a doctor. You know, some of this stuff can be super urgent, right? But yeah, like a persistent sort of blurriness or haze and glare. For me, it came on really fast. It was literally like, oh shit, this is my life now. When I learned that it was just the cataracts, because the hospital said, yes, it's a cataract, but we don't think that's the issue, so we're sending you off on an aeroplane to get urgent medical treatment. And I thought, oh God. Yeah. We forgot associated item for the sacrifice. I started getting cataracts in my late 30s, but I've been on steroids 20 years. There is a direct causal link between steroids and cataracts, yeah. 100%. Yeah, there is. But yeah, any sudden loss of vision in a medical emergency, don't waste time. Literally emergency room, whatever. Figure out details later, but just go. There's a couple of scans that are non-invasive and not painful that can be done to start ruling out some stuff. And a lot of the time, if things are caught early enough, they can be dealt with like routine little procedures or whatever. Like for example, like some retinal tears and things and retinal detachments can be just a little bit of laser can be done to just sort of pew it back into place. It's incredible the sort of things that can be done, but don't leave it. Bum bum bum. Well, geez, you didn't tell me that when I prescribed steroids for my eyes multiple times. Good to know. Oh, yeah, it is direct causal link. Yeah, Chloe. Yeah, it's a proper risk pathway that's really well understood, not just from eye drops, but also from like oral steroids or injected steroids. It's worth knowing. It's also worth pointing out that generally speaking, the surgeries it's the most common operation. Also, there's a lot of stuff that they don't tell you, hence my videos. Yeah, everything from lens choices, and you kind of have to the best case scenario is you kind of have to choose like what it is you value from your vision, because you can't have it all. Not yet anyway, not until Star Trek tech arrives. Actually, not until a truly accommodating natural lens arrives, because that is actually in the works. There's clinical trials going on now, multiple ones, for natural accommodating lenses. That would be amazing. But yeah, you have to pick your poison. Like, do you like reading? Do you like being able to drive at night? Do you like do you know what I mean? Like, you have to kind of pick what kind of vision do you want. Crash is pretty common as people become elderly. Yes, absolutely. This whole thing's helped me feel more comfortable with the possibility I need surgery to best enjoy my golden years. Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, the technology is moving on so quickly in this space, like so quickly. Like this is like something that like modern. It's not medicine, is it? It's not really. Modern optics, I suppose. It's just getting so good now, like the stuff you can do. As an artist, I was told not to get my distance vision fixed as it would screw up with the close-up. It's like a mix, right? Like, I was really short-sighted, and I used to enjoy reading like this. I can't do that anymore. I suppose I could put on like reading glasses, but all of this is new to me. I've only had my current vision for like a few weeks, right? Like, so it's all different. I knew a scientist who said putting MSG in a frog's eye called retinal detachment. Whoa! Why would you do? Yeah, exactly. Why would you do that? Like, I think like a lot of studies are just like because we can. There are some really weird ones. I read an article which was effectively about studies that should never have been done, like stuff like that. Just because you can, or it's not like flippancy. It's almost like shit. There'll be some political or some financial reason that that stuff like that gets signed off. I think a lot of hot take from Mike. Okay, hot take. I do label my hot takes. I try my best. I think a lot of the bullshit autism studies using things like mice models, I think a lot of them, I don't know, okay? I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know. But I feel like it's like, we've got to get this to get tenure, or we've got this grant money, we've got to allocate it. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of it is like, let's make up some bullshit, and then, you know what I mean, in order to just do academia. I think it's dark academia. A lot of the sort of mouse models and autism, it's just. Do you know how like when it's like, this drug, lessens autistic symptoms. Do you know what autistic symptoms are often defined as in mouse models? Do you guys know this? Have I waffled on about it enough? Because it's fucking wild. Are you ready? It's whether or not like a rat or a mouse moves away from other rats or mice. Yes, exactly. So basically, if the control, if the controlled variable, right, like whatever it is, whatever stimulus it is, right, causes the rodent to move away from the other rodents, or they deem that to be like autism or autistic traits, which is the wildest fucking thing I think I have ever heard. It's like, how do you go from that? How do you go from antisocial rodent to autism? there isn't a magic link here. It's just, oh look, that rodent's more autistic now. Yeah. There you go. That's mouse models autism. I love being boiled down to an antisocial behaviour. Yeah. If you've met one rat, you've met one rat. Respiratory is ridiculous, but that's beyond even beyond my expectations. Yeah. Yeah. I think if I wasn't around anymore and I could pass one thing on to all of you, like if there's like if it's only one thing, like, and this is only like temporary, this isn't like a big deal or whatever, but like I would love for more neurodivergent people to just know this one thing. Right? And it's like whenever an article or study on autism, like less so ADHD, right, but autism specifically comes out, a lot of it is based on just like flawed it's not even phenotype, it's just a flawed it's like part of the issue why we don't have a simple brain scan for autism actually is that the data is very dirty because, you know, for a start, autism diagnoses are not all equal. You know, there's difference. Not that this doesn't take away from anyone, particularly individuals. I'm just saying, like worldwide, you know, blah blah blah. There's cultural differences and all sorts of stuff. But like a lot of stuff, particularly like, for example, if it references the Spark data set, the Safari thing, the Simons Foundation, a lot of their data is based on parent-reported characteristics. And a lot of those parents are mothers. I mean nothing by it, I'm just saying how it is. And a lot of it is mother scoring Timmy, for name just made up. I just feel like the invisible autistic nephew should be called Timmy for some reason, I don't know why. Or Jimmy, or Kimmy, or whatever. I don't know. Good name for a cat. Whether or not they're like having tantrums or boom, 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 and I mean tantrums, not meltdowns. I just mean like and that's kind of how autism is scored. It's just like, this is so wild. Like, it's like, it's just so wild. It's like, we're not talking about like complicated science in nature or anything like this. It's just wild. No, it's not Timmy as in South Park. Like, I feel like we need to have an anonymous survey for the 5-year-old autistic nephew, which everyone's heard of. What are they called? What are their actual names? Many autism ones not reliable historians. Well, I mean, you could argue that it's contemporary, so it's not really historical. It's like it's contemporary because it's like record cards for the, you know, that day. So, unless the moment, as in the mum, right, is autistic too. Yeah. I mean, that's quite often the shocker, isn't it? No, these are just family traits. We just like that as a family. Did the scientists ask the mothers of the autistic rats for their opinion? Do you know something? That's like a funny comment, but it's also kind of how it is. Are these studies like animals that can't communicate? Yeah, it's true. I've driven a bunch of 4-year-old autistic boys. I assume they would turn 5 and still autistic boys. They didn't talk much. I just love embroidery, so it's detailed and the close-up more than need to drive without glasses. Oh, Matsukaze, yeah. I remember I said to my surgeon, like, if I ever took up crochet or something, I said like if I was like really into crochet, I probably wouldn't go with the choices I made. But if I ever get into it, I'll just have to put some, strong reading glasses on. That'd be okay. Alicia's last day of secondary school today. Congratulations, Alicia. Good job. You've just got to get through the next few weeks. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. What next? What next for artist? I was showing off Alicia's painting of Hydra the other day. I'd do a crash course in crochet. Emphasis on crash, for me, that is. Autistic mom here is autistic. Always liked my boy better than the hellions he was friends with. Asking parents or carers equals can't be bothered to do it themselves. A lot of traditional autism research is based on how autism affects people around an autistic person. Well, an autism diagnosis is the same. So the diagnostic criteria, this is true of the DSM and the ICD. It's about how that person affects the people around them. It's really quite strangely framed. I did make a video. I suppose I didn't really. I did. I've made a video on swapping the diagnostic criteria around, but it was tongue-in-cheek silliness, really. But yeah, I missed the first part of this. Meg 0806. Are you the Meg I'm thinking of, or are you the other Meg? Because there's multiple Megs. Yeah, this is a hotel room. A really warm one. I have a big fan over here. I have to fire it up. Can you hear like civilization noises coming through the window? I shall post a photo of the view in Discord. You can't possibly be the moderator because I have to click this. Oh, hey, Meg is either going to be moderator or timed out. One of the two is going to happen. Thank you very much, Meg, for volunteering your immense passion and skill and talent to help with the channel. Thank you so much. I'm humbled to help. I actually have something cool to send the mods out soon. Thank you very much for helping. Can you not hear civilization noises? Sorry, I've got hay fever. I have hay fever tablets. I'm trying to remember if I took them or not. Does anyone else have this? Did I take them or not? It's like, what's the harm if I took another one? No, I'm not going to. Yeah, it's a low hum of traffic and just city noises. Next time moderation not timed out. Amazing. And also YouTube, why are you putting those buttons next to each other? It's really daft. Could you imagine this? Like, you have a troll in your live stream chat and you make them a moderator instead of timing them out. Do you know what I'm trying to make? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, just like YouTube really needs to think this through. Yeah, many times I think days earlier, right? Yeah, exactly. I've got half beast all the time. I forget everything when distracted. Yeah, me too. All damn time and on a lot of pills. No interrupting workmen around. Oh God. I mean, I just think it's like absolutely nuts that I can show you guys stuff like that. YouTube, how better you understand? Yeah. I think making a troll moderator sounds a bit much like politics. I think if the pill bottle's right side up, I haven't taken it yet that day, simplifies things a bit. That's amazing. But do you have any cats? Ask the truth, like working at a mailing address, not a troll. It's on autisticafter40.com. If you go to the channel page, it might even be in the channel page description. Click my name, and then click the view channel description, and it's at the bottom. I don't know it off the top of my head. I did try telling somebody verbally the address, and I got it wrong, but it still arrived because they knew I would make a mistake like that. Transitioning ADHD daughter to high school is our next adventure. I hope it goes well, Fran. I don't want to worry you. It's an amazing time in a child's life, right? Going to high school, the transition to high school, but it's big. Like, I knew it was coming, but like as a parent, speaking as a parent now, my son's 18 now, but like that transition to high school is like the biggest change in just everything. It's like there's so much in terms of transitions. It's such a big thing. Your daughter is lucky to have you. Also, the outfits that you make are just amazing. For those that don't know, Fran makes amazing stuff, incredible art. Oh, I have some of the Fran stickers over there. And just like, yeah, that costume is fantastic. You have to see it in Discord. I can't show it on YouTube. Carolina Siegel, for my meds I got the old lady's pill set box for 7 days. Aha, without that I'd be lost. Tab time is good. Cats plus pills plus robot vacuum equals no more pills. It's so to see parents on here supporting their autistic teens. Yeah, it would have meant a lot to have a support and love you guys have for your children. Totally, Charlie. I agree. Any surprise electricians this trip? No. No surprise electricians. No surprise gas people. No surprise working people of any trade description of anything. Right, we need to do a 2-minute break because we haven't for an hour, and I have to have something to drink other than this. I'm gonna put the kettle on. You'll hear me putting the kettle on because this is not a controlled environment at all. Do hang about because it's just 2 mins. Ads might play. If you're feeling brave, let us know what ads you get. And yeah, because I still have my laptop, so all that should work as normal. Sorry, I look weird, but that's only because it's me. I mean, I'm like looking down here. I'm like trying to figure out how to use this thing. Here's the laptop.
With my eyes still closed, I feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Mountain laurel Wi-Fi from Island Spring. Rainbow trout, hummingbird. Golden, I'll follow only golden,
See, that wasn't so bad. I have tea. I'm gonna have this back. I'm still sniffling, but it's. Does anyone here suffer from hay fever, by the way? Does anyone else have hay fever issues? Let me know. It's kind of disconcerting when you realise that when you have like seasonal allergies like hay fever and stuff, it's your body reacting to the presence of these plant sex cells, right? And right now, I think it's grass. I don't know, I haven't been tested. I'm self-diagnosing myself with hay fever. Funny that, right? Because, oh, sorry, I'm just going to go on a self-diagnosis rant. Most beautiful cat I've ever seen. Oh, thank you. My mum has severe hay fever. Is ring-a-ling? What do you mean? Could you... Does anyone enjoy hay fever instead of suffering? Yeah, tree at the moment. Grass season. Okay, so depending where you are then. It's tree. So I don't think I get affected by the trees as much as I do apart from grass. It's trees that get me, so I'm through most of the worst of it for this year now. Right. My phone says grass and tree pollen is high. Yeah, okay. We do the same for the UK. Mind. I think it's grass right now. But yeah, so this is kind of like the season. So I might be sniffly in the winter from like a cold or whatever virus, you know. And now it's like, yay, similar symptoms, totally different thing. But like I said, I have self-diagnosed my hay fever. Come at me, trolls. Any beehives on your aisle? Eating local honey can help with hay fever. Harold, like there are, yeah, but I think, does that only work if, like it's like an exposure therapy thing, right? But bees don't pollinate grass. So I don't know that if that works, and I don't know that it does, but it might work. I don't know. I'm agnostic to it. I don't know. Would it work for grass pollen? Just a thought. You can't self-diagnose hay fever. Mike's, oh, exactly, you can't. Only a professional can. Only a team of diagnosticians using a junk box of children's toys and books can successfully diagnose hay fever. Sarcasm, obviously. And you have to spend thousands of dollars for it. Actually, that is genuinely true. So if I wanted an allergist sort of appointment, I'd have to do it privately, and it would cost a lot of money, and I'd do the skin prick test thing, and they'd tell me what I already know. And I can accommodate myself by taking antihistamines. I'm pretty sure I did. I've got a box of antihistamines over there, but it's like, did I take them or not? You can may or may not hay fever. Okay. I might have hay fever. All the evidence points to the fact that it is hay fever because it happens religiously every year. Can't self-diagnose. You must have a family member describe how your hay fever affects and inconveniences them. Exactly. It's not done from your experience. It's got to be someone else's experience of you. So you can't have hay fever if you live alone because there's no one to experience your hay fever. In fact, that's very similar to autism. There's someone's got to be there to experience it. Then only then you may have it. Your sneezing is disruptive. Write it down, quick. There are also steroid sprays you can use, at least in America. I think you possibly can over the counter here. We've got like various things. I actually have a spray I've just used, and it's helped a lot. Occam's razor is helpful here, indeed. You can't have hay fever. My 5-year-old cousin has hay fever, so I'm professional by proxy. Exactly. Imagine if autism were seasonal. Hey, you can't have autism. You can't have autism if nobody notices. No, it's true actually. I mean, I'm sort of tongue-in-cheek, sarcasm, but actually it is true. If you are undiagnosed, and I don't mean unidentified, I mean undiagnosed, and you live alone, and there's no one to necessarily pick up on that or notice external stuff, then there's many places that would struggle to give you an accurate assessment, which is bonkers. It's bonkers, isn't it? It's kind of bonkers. There's a lot of places that won't assess you if they can't speak to your parents, which is a real challenge if your parents are no longer with us. There's places that want to see school records, which again is, you know, blah, 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 blah. What is PPFA? I have no idea. Criteria must have repeatedly annoyed NT people. Basically, yeah, Michael, welcome. Exactly, it is like that. It is exactly that. Honestly, my autism does feel somewhat seasonal. Mine too. Christmas is a bit of an autism spike, I have to be honest. Perhaps parents can tell if you sneezed since birth. But everybody sneezes, Juju. Everybody sneezes. All these hay fever diagnoses. Hey, what's that thing that Joe Rogan says? Jimmy, is it not Jimmy? Is it Jamie? Pull up a chart of hay fever diagnoses over time. And no one was diagnosed in the 1900s. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's a modern phenomena. This. Yeah, it's just dust. Everyone sneezes. Stop making it all about you. PP for all, free the PP. Orphanism and autism are mutually exclusive conditions. It's bonkers that autism is based on what other people think is annoying. Exactly. Look, this is why. And look, there are places on the internet you can go to, places like fake disorder cringe or whatever, and people obsess over the worst case scenario. You know, oh, someone saw a TikTok. No one knows of anyone. Hey, this is me being a bit, prove me wrong here, but like the person who went on TikTok, watched a TikTok, put a finger down it and went, oh, I'm autistic now. Right, maybe someone did say that. It's quite possible. But okay, fair enough. They'll learn something more about themselves over time. I don't see why it's anyone else's business, really. But I don't know. I tend to not bother about what other people think and say and do, unless it's like Autism Speaks, for example. I'm kind of bothered a bit, the hot under the collar thing, by some of their shit, because it's quite brazen. The seasonal thing's real. That's why many of us have bipolar diagnosis and others coach along the way to truth. Indeed, Michael. Yeah, bipolar. Yeah, again, BPD, bipolar. Yeah, ups and downs and stuff. Yeah, they didn't diagnose anything that wouldn't kill you 100 years ago. Oh, yeah, they also diagnosed some really wild stuff. Has anyone looked up death data from like specifically the 17 and 1800s? Because like bad air is one thing that you could be diagnosed with, as in having caused your death. Bad air, or like just like humours was a thing back then as well. You know, I don't mean sense of humour. Allergies are caused by one of two things: cold mothers or Tylenol. No. Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. See, a statement like that's really hard to work with. Not what you said is wrong. It's just like, yeah, exactly. The vapors. Everyone is on the hay fever spectrum. Yes, everyone's on the hay fever spectrum. If you put enough tree pollen up end of someone's nose, they're gonna sneeze. Bile. Yeah, bile comes up a lot as well. I do have a slight fear of autism becoming the new. I'm so OCD. Me too. I'm sort of waiting for autism to become the. Yeah, I think it kind of has a bit, to be honest. I think I think people do talk about like a bit of autism or whatever, or I'm a bit autistic. People do say such things in the same way that they say I'm so OCD, I'm a bit OCD or whatever. I think that can't be helped. I think people aren't going to say that. I don't mind if they say it to me. But yeah, I know what you mean. I do understand what you mean. Alan, I've got a lavender roll on. It's in my car at the minute, but I've got a lavender. I forget the brand it's by. I made a video showing what's in my bag. I need to update that really because it's all different now, really. But yeah, that's really good. That's really, really regulating. I was rubbing that on my wrists earlier when I was in the hospital. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong getting high off essential oils. just don't like light a match or anything. That's so funny. It's this weird thing where the awareness is great, but almost too much makes people real casual about it. Yeah, well, kind of everything. I think with the OCD, it's easier for people to say, "Oh, I have OCD," or because they are being particular about something. So OCD has become a vernacular for like, I'm particular, and autism has become like autistic has become a replacement in some circles for the R word, particularly in like online spaces and gaming spaces. It's also weirdly become a bit of an in joke for an intense interest, or just taking an interest too far in a comedic way, which is less of a thing really. It's not meant to be insulting. Yeah, I think because autism has different expressions of traits, it's pulled in lots of different directions, whereas OCD is not. Hot take. Let me know what you think in the chat. This is live. Soup, hi everyone. I fell asleep waiting on the stream and just woke up. Hey Soup, how are you doing? This sofa is like soup. It is very, you will fall into it. I feel like it's hungry and it needs to eat somebody. And if you sit too far back, it will bite you. I'm so OCD is a way of saying I'm a bit Philly jonk. Anxious movement characters always want to create order. Yeah, sure. I think that's true of also saying autistic too. Autistic is often meant to be like, oh, I'm a bit autistic or whatever. Often people mean like wanting things done, particularly, being particular or whatever. Although, hi everyone, thank you for welcome to the chat. I dreamed Mike ran full cult leader and pushed through to Frith down a well live. Is that true, Soup? I would never harm an old lady. Jibbers Crabst, I have read your emails and they're unread on my phone. I intend to reply to them. Sorry it's taken me so long. There's a thing here. Hang on a second. Sorry everyone. Sorry about this. I feel like I'm trying to do too much and I'm also kind of blind. So I'm starting to zoom in on my laptop because I only have the last few messages here. And now I have a black box over it. Why? I don't know. Maybe I should refresh the page. I was reading that Paul's message. Hi, Autistic AF. I'm Paul. Paul, I'm not going to read out your full name just in case. From the state of New Mexico, USA. I was diagnosed with autism last year, March 6th, 38 years old. Not terribly unusual. And welcome, by the way. How are things going in New Mexico? Is it warm? Like, sorry, I'm so distracted by the heat in here. I'm wearing shorts. I think ASD is my core ego with OCD. So you can have a diagnosis of OCD and autism at the same time. Like, you know, the misdiagnosis. Yeah, misdiagnosis month. Dr. Ann Neff has a website, and it's got some great sort of Venn diagrams showing, you know, crossovers, because a lot of the traits are very similar, but they might have different reasons for why they exist, or why they're showing up. Bob and everyone fully went away. Yeah, probably an ad. Black boxes are so appreciated. No fan or AC? There's a fan. There is a fan, a big fan. I'm going to turn it on. See if this bothers you. Does it now sound like the stream is inside the turbine of a jet aircraft? Let me know, because I can't hear it because I'm not monitoring it. It is Misdiagnosis Monday. I didn't want to say misdiagnosis because it's kind of a negative label. A mild jet engine. Oh man, that's on the lowest setting. And it's over there. No silver, not bad. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of jet engine for my benefit. I'll put some music on to cover it up. And this is like misophonia hell right now. But we'll do like 3 minutes. It's tolerable. Okay. Thanks, Wendy. Thanks, Jibbers. All right. Maybe if I put in AirPods, it might. If I put AirPods in, you might not be able to hear it. If I put AirPods in, it might cut it out. At least you don't have some electrician technician running through the room looking at electrical hours. Oh, that was horrible. You have to talk into the fan. Oh, talking into fans is so much fun. You do sound like a Dalek, yeah. Okay. Okay, just work with the noise. We'll go with the chaos. We're lucky to have a stream at all, to be fair. Okay. I can't hear it because I can barely hear you over my AC, Miss Pat. I'm mildly jealous of the AC, if I'm honest. I can probably turn that off in a minute. It's cooling me down quite well. I think Mike should demonstrate the Dalek fan. Exterminate. There you go. It works. It sounds like a toy hovercraft. I was playing my sax into the fan. What does a saxophone into a fan sound like? Thank you. You're welcome. The things I do for you. Miss Pat, pretty much any other diagnosis could theoretically happen with autism. Oh yeah. But like, just being a bit sort of technical about it, and the fact that it's only been since 2013 really when ADHD became a thing, which blows my little brain into pieces because it is kind of, it is predominant. It's not uncommon. It's not like, oh, we need to. Paul, you're not alone. Like, you're actually not. But I get why. As long as you're cool, Mike. Yeah, I'm cooling down now. I'm feeling a bit better. I'm like, this is okay. Right, hang on a second. It's a bit of a weird view, this camera angle. I'm going to drop it a bit. That's okay, yeah. That sort of works. It's a bit better. It's a bit less. I just heard a sound like I knocked something over, but I don't think I did. Do autistic people ever feel cool? I mean, like, we are the cool kids. Did you not get the memo? I'll tag you in it next time. I'll tag you in the memo because we are the cool kids now. You know that meme, the Somali pirate meme? I'm the captain now. What should we do with all of our new social power? I know. Need more cool. Yeah. I had to leave Mr. Bunch back now. Bar. Hello. How are you doing? I have the black box again. It's just arrived. I hate to keep refreshing. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Give me a sec. Sorry for the absolutely terrible Gian, thank you so much. That's super kind. Thank you. I had to zoom in to read your name because I can't see it. I appreciate that very much. I will spend that on cake. Because here's the thing. I'm in England now, and England has like vegan cakes in like cafes and stuff. So in that respect, I'm quite happy. I had a Papa John's pizza, which is terrible. Like, it's so bad. It's like a waste of money and everything, and it's terrible. But it's also really delicious and lovely, and I really enjoyed it. And I ate it like, I ate cold pizza for lunch, which was nice. Super Chat. Did you hear Super Chat? You should have heard Super Chat. I'll turn the fan off in a minute. Don't worry too much. Was it the charger in the chair arm? No, the chargers are over there. Chargers are back there with all the cables. I can't have cables around me. It's a really bad idea. Fonzie was totally autistic. Wish that I could be like the cool kids, because the cool kids is... Alright, okay, that's a good song. I like it. I'm a cool captain now. Gonna head out, take over the world. Right. See you later. Go for cake. I will definitely go for cake. Thank you very much, Tim. That was very kind. Okay, right, that's a bit big. This is what I'm looking... There's some letters on the screen. It's a bit like an eye test, but I can't see it. Like, this is what I'm struggling with right now. Like, I can see weighs the sea. Weighs the cat. Is fine. Cables. Picard. Picard is fine. Look. Picard is fine. Is awesome. Is awesome. Now they. Why are you being like this? Okay, I got it back. Anyone heard the news about GLP-1s supposedly having neurological side effects? Yeah. GLP-1 might hot take. Mike's hot takes. GLP-1 might find its way into ADHD's medication zone. Early data seems to suggest it might be an effective ADHD med. It's not a stimulant, but it is something to keep an eye on. Picard is fine. That would have been a great note to end on. Maybe you have a hotkey set to zoom. There's no keys. It's just this. I killed the web browser and reopened it. Sorry, not killed. Technical killed. You can't say that word on YouTube, apparently. But I just did. Right, I'm going to turn that down. Ah. Right. I'll continue to be thankful I can still read the smallest line. Amazing! That's incredible vision. Delicious, delicious, delicious. Why are we talking about feet? By what mechanism do we think GLP-1s might affect ADHD brains? It's more like impulse control, but not less impulse control and more impulse reduction. Mike's hot take. Mike hot take. Mike hot take. Mike hot take. Dopamine regulation. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's probably the better way to put it. I don't know. I don't know if it is known. It possibly is being research now. It's all very early, very, 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 very nascent. Welcome back, Yannicka. Did you have good food? That reminds me, I must eat. I have a pot noodle basically. It's a Huel version of a pot noodle. Take the GLP shot for diabetes. Wonder how it mixes with my ADHD. I'm interested in your experience, Red Gem. Is caps lock easier? No, it's actually harder to see. It's harder to read. Although I'm using Times New Roman on here. Yes, my significant other is a good cook. Amazing. The pot noodle, yeah, you know, like just boil the kettle and then just pour it in and then cover it over and then eat it after 2 minutes. One of those things. A student special. Nasir is to be born in Italian. Yeah, that's amazing. Stone for pot noodle? Yeah, quite possibly is. I might just wait and then finish and then eat my pot noodle. And then I'm not. It could be a little reward. It is chicken, but not really chicken. Hang on a second. This is not sponsored. It is. Sorry, bear with me. I spin this pot around. There you go. It's that. It's but I spilt some because I dropped it. This is what it looks like inside. I'm just gonna put some boiling water on that and eat it. I don't know if I'll like it. I've not had one before, but it should be okay. Huel, awfully close to gruel. I know, right? It's a terrible branding name. So well, we'll persist for now, I think. My very autistic grandma used to send me, and everyone actually had emails in all caps. They were pleasant to read, but I kept them. Oh, and you know it's her. I wouldn't say it was that much more expensive than like a pot noodle, because pot noodles are not cheap. Pot noodles are quite expensive. Here's the sound I make when it comes back up. Yeah, exactly. Like, who thought that was a good idea for a brand? I'm going to look at the city for a second because it's very noisy. Okay, I've now done that. It's a katsu curry kind of thing. Every time I put, it's about to put the pasta down, you flinch. Oh, is it really noisy when I put the cup down? Does it go bang? I'm sorry. I don't normally do this. I have no idea what the audio settings are. I have no idea what's going on. BPD is different from bipolar. It is indeed. BPD stands for borderline personality disorder, which is a hell of a title. It feels like an amazing job title, though. Can you hear that? City noises. I'm not used to it. Does anyone like live in a city? I'm not used to it. I'm not used to civilization. Do you know how I managed to get my charger, right? Because I forgot a charger, I forgot my keys, I forgot my bank card, I forgot a coat, I forgot so many things, but a charger, I mean literally to like even charge. I've got the cables and stuff in my bag, but obviously the plug, nothing. So I was able to order one and have it like delivered to a locker and then just go like open the locker and get my charger. Like, if I were on the Isle of Man, it would take a week. If I were on the Isle of Man and I want to order a charger online, it would take a week. and then it would arrive. I mean, sometimes you get surprised it comes a bit early. Sometimes you send it via Every, and then it sits in. It's like a Hermes, a gig economy courier, and it sits in someone's living room in their house for a few days, and then they go and like do deliveries, like bulk rounds, because they only get paid like a few cents per delivery, which isn't much. But yeah, I'm like, I need a charger, so I just ordered one and then went and picked it up from a locker. That's weird to me. I feel like I'm living in the future. It's very bizarre. I don't. Have, take, egg is what. This is all I can see on the chat. Have, take, egg. I don't know who said have, take, egg. I see AK Mike now. I just hit refresh. It's now AK Mike, question mark. And then I have ew over Autistic Gran. AK Mike, ew over bank. It just says bank. Okay, at least it's bank. Could be worse. Noodle sounds. This is what this is the chat. Noodle sounds. Most fuel, fully close. What's wrong? There you go. I've got it back. I got the chat back. Okay. It's like, sorry, the chat's from. This is old now. This is like super old chat. I remember this from like half an hour ago. Tasty in USA. Tasty expensive in USA. I don't know. Why just let it. Noodle sounds are bad. BPD is the catch-all. It doesn't. Yeah, BPD. I'm not saying it is like. Yeah, it all depends, right? But yeah, kinda. Yeah, I see why you say it. BPD is like the bucket. Almost. A lot of autistic, a lot of late identified autistic people receive BPD diagnoses. It's a proper category. It's like a niche. When really they should have had an autism diagnosis instead. New channel name suggestion: Autistic and Blind AF. I was worried that the channel was effectively over. I was really scared. I can't explain it enough. I was really scared. I think it was because the vision issue wasn't slow. It was properly quick. So I was pretty scared. Are the USB ports in your hotel room? No. No, but there's just plugs, 3-pin plug. British plugs, 3-pin plugs. Most people don't realise the level of noise pollution until they've been given the chance to be away from it. I know, like, it's really strange because I'm not used to city dwelling, and it's weird because obviously I've lived and worked all over the UK in cities predominantly, and it's like really alien to me now. It's really strange. Like Uber became a thing while I was in the Isle of Man. Online dating became a thing pretty much, after sort of leaving England, the UK. Being able to order food with a food delivery app. That was, before it used to be, here's a takeaway flyer, and you had to phone them and then tell them what you wanted, which meant, it was quite good for my health, really, because I wouldn't really phone them and then order any takeaways. So I don't like the phone. It would go wrong. Everything goes wrong. So, but now you can just do everything on an app, and I'm saying this as a software engineer, former Microsoft software engineer, former Microsoft tech lead, no less. It's bizarre. I'm just not used to quote unquote, modern conveniences. And like some places are trialing drone deliveries now, and it's like my brain doesn't know what to make of that, because where I am now from is kind of like England, but like 50 years ago. It's really weird. Is that a tuber in the background? What, sound-wise? Maybe. It's a city. It's wild. I mean, part of me is like, I mean, I'm not really brave enough to go out and like talk to people, random people on the street with a camera, but I can see how that is a content category. I can see how living in a city, there's always something going on. There's literally stories, like there's always, it's weird. But for me, drama is like, two cats going downstairs while 5 cats come upstairs at the same time. I don't know, ordering food online, which is good since I report. I know, right? I'm sorry, but also like, I'm trying to be sensible. I have limited budget, and all of this traveling has been properly expensive. That's only because I can't have surgery locally. There was a race of a carrier pigeon and a broadband connection sending 4 gig on a 96. Oh yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, a pigeon could in theory carry data, like much quicker. Oh, one more thing. I normally stream in 720p because that's kind of most stable for my internet connection, but I could stream a 4K stream here. Actually, no, I couldn't because it's only a 1080p camera, but yeah, I could stream like a full HD 60 frames a second stream because just like the broadband. Fran, congratulations! 2032, wow. I'm super pleased for you. That is a relief off your shoulders, I imagine. Hope this is the last medical trip for a long time. I hope so too, Ashley. It should be. You could apply for help with travelling costs for NHS treatment. It's not NHS treatment, Kitty. So the NHS option was, well, the current NHS waitlist is over 2 years. Obviously for me that wouldn't have worked because I was effectively blind in one eye by April. I mean, it had waited till now, I'd have 0 vision. It would be like nothing. It'd be like literally nothing. I won't say black because it'd be like having a white cloth against your face. So I was on the emergency list, and the emergency NHS list was December pre-Christmas surgery. Now, they also can't do it, so they'd have to send me away, and they'd also only give me 1 lens option, and they would only on the NHS operate on 1 eye, not both of them. Therein is the problems. Therein is the dramas. Ah, thank you so much. Shit. I recognise Soup's logo. It's weird not having kitties on stream. Please go outside and grab a stray. I will. I was looking for pigeons after Fran said stringfoot. I looked into stringfoot. I've been watching pigeon stringfoot videos. That's what my YouTube homepage is about. It's upside down pigeons with people cutting off the string. Fran, you are to blame for this. I've been watching how to de-string pigeons. So I've been carrying a small pair of nail clippers because I'm not allowed by Leatherman in England because it's a locking knife. So yeah, I can clip the pigeons. I hope the music that is being played outside is not licensed music. I hope it's independent artists only, because if it's licensed music, I have a problem. Mike, your screen is not like art workshop I just ran called College Poetry, where participants make poems from word strings cut from magazines. Yeah, it is. I was thinking it's a little bit more like a ransom note. The same thing. I can't scroll. Oh, please work. Okay, I'm going to do it the hard way. I'm going to try and open the stream on here. Okay, and then I'm going to try and do like, it's got to load. Thank you, Soup, for the super chat. I appreciate it very, very, very much. I now have coffee and cake in the bag. Thank you so much. What's PIP? It's an independence payment. It's a type of benefit, but it's to enable you to live. So, for example, it can be towards travel, it can be towards mobility, it can be towards personal care, it can be towards all this sort of stuff. It's a big umbrella, and it's really fucking hard to apply for. They make you jump through a lot of hoops. Why do you need to operate on both to even them out? Yeah, basically. So if I were in the NHS on this one, my left eye will have been operated on and I'd have had a monofocal lens set for distance almost certainly on it. My right eye would be super short-sighted. This would give me some issues because I don't wear contact lenses all the time and I can't wear glasses with one hole cut out because of the difference in my prescription. So I'd have to wear either a monocle, I shit you not, or be like a pirate and have an eye patch on. That's my choice on the NHS. That's not going to work for me. So, yeah. And it's kind of frustrating really because I've learned an awful lot about the issues around waiting lists and patient choice for this very, very common operation. The actual surgery itself on my left eye was very complicated, but on my right eye it was routine. My right eye surgery was like under 15 minutes. It was really quick. I mean, I was like, is that it? I was surprised it was all over. The left eye took a really long time. It took about 40 minutes-ish. And I know that because I have the footage of the entire surgery. And if you add it all up together, it's about 3/4 of an hour long. Monaco would be super cool though. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it. The flip side, artistic, oh my god. The flip side to that is by going private, I was able to pick the lenses and work with the surgeon and everything. And to be fair, I have definitely had my money's worth in terms of the costs of the actual medical costs. They were quite reasonable really. And I've had a lot of time with the doctors there. I mean, if I divide the amount that I paid them by how much I think it should cost to deliver the service, I reckon they've made a loss on me. I don't even know how they've made money, honestly. So I'm kind of grateful for that. Where most of the cost has come from is the travel, because it's easily $600 to get on and off the Isle of Man, which is outrageous. And it's another issue for another day. It's not very relatable, but it's bonkers. Isle of Man residents don't get any priority travel or any discount or anything. We pay the same retail rate as tourists, and it can be really high during this season. So yeah, that's where most of the cost is really, is in the traveling. Is PIP one payment? It's like Social Security. Yeah, it's similar to Social Security, but PIP can have lump payments in it. The PIP process is, I'll read Fran, what Fran said here. The PIP process is inhumane, says Fran, and actually makes you relive all your own worst trauma to prove you are disabled enough for support. So some of you know my mum, and my mum is a wheelchair user and has been for about 18 years. And if we go back a decade or so, the PIP process for the mobility section of PIP for my mother, wanted her to prove that she was immobile and needed a wheelchair, and it was nuts. It was comically funny. We found it as a family very amusing, but it isn't funny though, is it? And like for a lot of people, it's really not funny. But if you are a wheelchair user, obviously different capabilities. People use a wheelchair for some of the time or whatever. But my mother can move, not anymore, but she was ambulatory to about maybe 2 meters, maybe. And in order to demonstrate this for PIP was wild. It's not sufficient for a doctor to say so. They need more evidence. So for us, it was very, very amusing in a Kafka-esque Monty Python sketch. It was just funny. My mother even found it funny. It wasn't funny like, oh, we're all laughing and joking, isn't this funny? It was just darkly, horrifically amusing that they just wouldn't accept any of the medical paperwork, which was, my mother spent like, after she had a brain aneurysm, and she spent about a year or so, over a year, in a rehabilitation hospital. It was like from emergency care. I mean, the NHS really looked after her, and there was no bill to pay. It's the NHS; it's free at the point of need. And my mother was transferred to St George's in London, and they're like super impressive. But seeing her in ICU, looking like a Teletubby with stuff pulling, sticking out of her head and stuff, was very disconcerting. And we thought that, she was dead, basically. She was in ICU for a while, and then all the rehabilitation. And yet the disability people won't accept any of the evidence from that. Okay? So just to give you an idea about how very bizarre it is, the system. I'll give you another example, probably one that's a bit more relatable. And this is not to be dark and stressful for people doing this application process. I want to point that out there. But this is something you probably want to know. So obviously the ability to care for yourself in terms of personal care, washing, dressing and that sort of thing, and the ability to care for something else like a cat, right? It can be deemed that if you have a pet, like a little dog or a cat, or a goldfish, that you then do not need disability payments because you can care for a goldfish, I shit you not. Therefore, you have no disability needs. You have nothing, because you're looking after a goldfish. Yeah, I'm just saying. I think it's worth not to be fatalistic or to be depressed about this, but if you're going into that process, to go into it knowing what the process is for what it is. It's not a, hey, here's a menu of how we're going to help you. It's a bit of a slog. It's a bit of a battle. And to have a therapist or friends, supportive community, whatever, just around you can really, really help. That's Pip. You're sorry you asked now, aren't you? Be aware of them calling you for a chat. It's really the assessment. Yeah. And again, it's not a medically led service. Okay, so it's got nothing to do with medical or mental, psychiatric, nothing. There's nothing medical about this. It's run by, assessing PIP is kind of a job you can get off the street, right? It's just kind of like, it's a job. I guess it's just a job in the just following orders kind of way. Too much? Yeah, it's really tough, and it's a service that's obviously massively underfunded, undertrained, and prone to abuse. But yeah, that's the service. So basically, clear the house of all pets beforehand. Got it. Well, I'm not saying it. I do not want to be accused of like guiding people through PIP. Not that I am an expert in that. I'm not. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, just be aware. A goldfish is going to count against you. Just saying. I'm not saying flush it down the toilet. I'm not actually saying that. But it's like, it just gives you, if you, I feel like if you know what, not that it's like, hey, it's a big mountain and I can't climb it, or it's a big deal and I can't deal with it, but just that it's like, you know the culture, you know what you're dealing with. I think it's important. You don't get caught off guard. I think it's important. Yeah, okay, they basically look for any excuse not to have given you anything. Yeah. Fran says, ask for a home assessment. I mean, yeah, if you can. I mean, yeah. Autistic people often have these what's in place catch-22. Yeah. there's so many. Yeah, ADHD is too. Blah blah blah. And I'm not being dismissive. I'm just saying that there's so many autistic people, right, that are stuck in this little catch-22 horrible spiral. Are you a sadist? Come and work as a pip assessor. Kindergarten. Yeah, kind of. I mean, the pip assessors, they must have terrible mental health. Like, it must be a horrible job. CS Mappy, run by Department of Work and Pensions, Government or Admin Sector, yep. Haven't played badminton at least 2 years, and when I did it wasn't very regular, very short walk only. And here's the thing, right? Like, PIP sets you up for that, but also it's like, does it mean that you shouldn't? Just because you're bad at something or you struggle with it, I mean, it's up to you. You decide. Like, but like, some challenges are worth taking on. Like, I mean, like, I don't have a dyspraxia diagnosis, but having said that, if I go to the dyspraxia page on the NHS and work my way down the list, I would very much qualify. I am very, very flexy and still am to the point of pain. Yeah, I think I would have no issues getting a dyspraxia diagnosis. I think it'd be very, very easy. I think I could even go onto some of my old social media, like my personal social media, and just say, hey, those who know me, what do you think about this? But does it mean that I shouldn't try and learn physical skills or work on physical skills and motor skills? My personal view is no, but I know I'm risking my safety, I suppose. Only above water. Yeah. Well, you see, I have a hypothesis there. If I could fund one study, I have a couple of experimental design ideas involving tanks of water and wetsuits. I have some experimental ideas, and I would love to do a study on how proprioception ties into gross and fine motor skills and coordination. I wish I could. I wished I was. Maybe I'll ask Hank Green for some money. You play piano though, didn't expect that to work, especially your parents different. I don't play piano amazingly well, but to be fair, yeah, it's one of those things that I can ride a bicycle. It just took me years. It took me many years to learn how to drive, and also many years to learn how to dive. Any physical skill which a class or a cohort can go through, I am going to fuck up. Any practical physical skills, I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna break stuff. I'm gonna just, like, if I did a cooking class, I would fuck it up on a motor skills point. But I know that, and I also know, hey, if I just give myself some kindness, maybe I'll get there in 10 years. That's where I'm personally at. I don't want to tell you guys what I'm doing in that respect, because I do have a few projects which I think some of you are going to scream at. In a no, don't kind of way. But like, do I, like, I'm not saying it from an ableism point of view, okay? This isn't just suck it up and white knuckle raw dog it. I'm not saying like that, like fuck the accommodations, exposure therapy, get on with it. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm trying to get at is like, I want to learn to play a musical instrument, and my teacher sacks me. My high school piano teacher, okay, gave me something like 8 lessons and then sacked me and said they never want to see me again. And I did nothing wrong. I was just bad at learning the skills to the point where they think I'm doing it on purpose. My PE teacher thought I was being despondent and kind of like trying to, I guess, sabotage the lesson by being shit. Not on purpose, although I, you know, if only I could have gotten a note from my mother. You know, I walk like a pigeon. Okay, so what? Like, does it mean I won't do a thing? But I kind of like, you know, diagnoses and a diagnosis for everything I get, kind of like, ignore that for 1 second. It's just like, okay, well, you learn that about yourself and you go, well, it's just going to take me longer. And that might impact something as well. So like, I'll give you an example. You might be able to spend $500, say, and learn to scuba dive. Learn the basics, get the entry-level qualification, blah, 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 blah. Except for me, no, you can't. And it can become a bit of an issue. Now, I was lucky enough to live in the UK, and we have something called the British Sub-Aqua Club here, where we don't have like an instructor paid model. In fact, they volunteer all of their time. So I think I had a total of 18 or 19 instructors teach me how to dive. Something like that. 18 or 19 from start to finish. Just to give you a flavour. Now that's not like commercially practicable, and it took many years. And yeah, it's just, you know, but it's something I've always been interested in, I've always wanted, but I've just not been very good at. It's okay. Like if I played D&D, I think my character would be a low dexterity cat. And it's like kind of playing on hard mode, where your attributes might be, for example, intelligence, blah, 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 but you're now doing a job that is different. Look at my YouTube channel. You're on the channel, this whole channel. Like, I guess if we were Dungeons and Dragonsing it, we were character sheeting it, we were role-playing game, we were Fallout, Skyrim, blah, 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 blah. This is a charisma the thing, right? YouTube, cameras, shit, lighting, whatever. It's a charisma skill, yeah? Persuasion, intimidation, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have fuck all skill in that area. And by starting YouTube, you'd think, why would you do that? You look bad, you're terrible at presenting, why would you do it? Well, okay, well, you know, I'm 40 plus and I'm trying a new thing and I'm entry level and I have no skills in that area. I have no skill tree in that area. I've got nothing except for what I learn on the job, so to speak. Right? And like the areas where I do have skills, I no longer do. Which, you know, some people have told me is absolutely fucking stupid, but, you know, here we are. I had to live with it. Sorry about the bang there, Moonlight. I forgot about you when I put my tea down. And then I remembered you. Meg, we're tenacious if nothing else. Yeah, exactly. Like, a low-dex cat would be hilarious. I know, right? Like, you've got these other skills and you can like almost rely on them, but your character build is, or you know that you are intentionally playing those areas that aren't part of like your character build. I'm not saying any of us chose our character builds. I didn't. I would like to move some of my attributes around, please, but I can't because, you know, the DM of the universe never let me like design my points. I was into computers, maybe because we had a family computer and maybe because I was shit at making friends. Maybe that was why I have had a computing technology like career. Maybe I was born at the right time and it allowed me to like ride the wave of information technology before AI destroys it all. Maybe I was really, really lucky. Actually, I think that probably is the truth. Maybe I didn't choose it. Maybe it chose me. But like, do you know what I'm trying to say? But like, you know, just working with the stuff that, you know, comes like a bit hard, but not because it's a personal challenge or because like, whatever. Or maybe somebody said that you're shit at it. Maybe you have a diagnosis that says you're shit at it. Doesn't mean you can't try. Assuming you want to. Like, don't let it get in your way. It's just going to take you a bit longer than everyone else. You're going to feel like a slow kid, you know, back of the class. People are going to like complete the thing, and you aren't, and you're going to have to do it again with someone else. Okay? I had to redo maths. I failed my maths A level. I got a U on maths A level, which means ungradable. That's how bad my maths A level was. And I did a computer science degree. How did I do that? Because I got accepted on the basis of having a B. But then I had to resit. I had to redo it all, and I had to do it in a community college filled with kids that were just like kicking each other's chairs and throwing shit at each other. And I was an adult, young adult. Do you know what I mean? The noises of the city, I can't help it, by the way. I'm also low dex CAC. Fox, your skills are tremendous. Thanks. Gian, your live streams don't make me feel better, like I'm not alone, it's not helpless. No one else does that, nothing else does that. Thank you. That's gonna make me cry. You know, look at that dickhead on the screen. But there is actually a lovely community here. Notwithstanding the lovely community here, the channel community is amazing in a million different ways. Autistic characters are the protagonist of a dungeon. Okay, weird niche knowledge. Yeah. Thank you, Jibbers. Appreciate it. Hopefully you heard me earlier. I actually have your email unread to reply to you. Still waiting for autism leadership coaching. I did 4 courses, I think, so it doesn't make sense. Respect for turning that math ability around. Thank you. It was a case of being expelled, and it was a group I liked. It was a course I liked. I actually didn't get accepted for computer science. I got accepted for mechanical engineering, and then I switched. After one lesson, I went and pleaded, and I've never ever done that in my life. I'm reading everyone's messages. It's taking me a while. But people told me you need maths to be good at programming. I got that a lot. I had my maths teacher throw a book at me, telling me I'd never be able to do, you know, the "you'll never amount to anything," you know, thing that some teachers like to do. I'm not sure why bullying students is going to motivate them or anything. But no, as it happens, no, my entire career I've never really had to use mathematics. Now I know the whole discipline is mathematics, but it's abstracted away. Depending on what level, computer science, like if you're into hardware, mathematics, yeah, but if you're not, who cares? I worked, when I worked in the defense industry briefly, I had mathematicians tell me what to do. I was like, okay. I'm not going to bang this on the table, Elman, like you'd be pleased to know. Oh, non-stop, that's super sweet, thank you. Crying is good for the eyes. I know, right? Fortunately, Juju, crying is, if you ever have to have eye surgery and you cry a lot, this is not a bad thing. It's the noise of the cars. Yeah, it is. It's like vehicles, isn't it? Hard bone mode, but no one can see it, yeah. Miss Pat, I like the way you say the supportive group. I like that. It is not my ambition, and neither is it something I want to say out loud. I'm not doing a support group type of thing. Other content creators do, by the way. I'm not shy of saying it. I think some of them do life coachy kind of shit as well. this is a fantastic supportive group, like nowhere else I've seen on the internet. But I am a lay person. I am not a therapist. I am not a lawyer. Do you remember that from the early days of the internet? IANAL. I am not a lawyer, but in my opinion, it's like that. I've been a jack of all trades, master of none. I have to find a skill. That's not how I see you, Helen. Plus, you're a diver too. But yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah, that's not how I see you. I went to school for accounting and then just taught myself computers. Yeah, totally. Geometry was the only math that made sense to me. Geometry is satisfying. Like, there's something satisfying about it. Velodan, I want to thank you. Been binge watching a lot of videos or getting diagnosed with ADHD, but autism. A lot of videos help a lot. I'm so glad. I'm honoured to be part of your journey. Really. My undergraduate degrees in mathematics and high-level maths are just about mental gymnastics, right? I'm reading. Right. High-level maths include logic, modelling, possible winding. Oh yeah. I'm going about you for staying in the lane. Yeah, I mean, I have no desire to to be a therapist in any way, and like it's almost I feel like this is a hot take. Please do not read this. There's no hidden message here. Okay, this is not about anyone. But I feel like to be a therapist, you have to be you kind of have to be a bit arrogant, right? Because what you're saying is, I've got my shit sorted out. Let me show you how to sort out your shit. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, I'd like that. I'd like somebody with their shit sorted out to come and help me, so I'm not having to like buy stuff every single time I travel because I can't fucking remember stuff, even though, yes, I have lists, yes, I have alarms, yes, I have timers, yes, I have notes and Notion, and yes, I'm incredibly well organized and also incredibly disorganized at the same time. I don't know what I didn't say. Yeah, well, Jan, I mean, hey, it doesn't really happen in the live streams, and it's okay to ask for clarification, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me sometimes when people like it. I guess it just generally annoys me, the hot, like, you know, I guess I'm not supposed to be venting here, but like it's like not graping, but like it feels like a waste of human energy when folks get like upset about stuff that you didn't say. Like some people online call me a TERF. Like I've never been called a TERF before in my life or anything. Like it's just nuts. I don't think I've ever said anything TERFy, and if I have, I haven't meant it in that way. Like, or people say like you're the XYZ insert whatever it is here, you know. And it's like, holy crap. Really? And, you know, folks will write like really long comments or whatever. And sometimes I'll read them. Sometimes if I feel like I need to like whip myself, I will read the comments. And it's like, you've wasted all of this energy deliberately misunderstanding me. It's like, if you'd spent that energy making yourself a cup of tea, you'd feel better. Like your energy is so valuable. Do you know how fucking valuable your energy is? It's the most valuable resource you have. Beyond your time, beyond what little money you may or may not have, it's irrelevant. Your energy, because you cannot enjoy it, you cannot survive, you cannot fucking, you know, brush your teeth without spending off your energy reserves. Your energy is the most important thing you have, and the people that you spend it with should be deserving of your energy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying energy like, ooh, auras and blah, blah, blah. I mean literally your energy. Like, you know, you can measure it in calories if you want. You're not worth the calories. I'm not going to argue with you. You're not worth the calories. What an insult. I need that on a shirt. But like, yeah, like literally the energy, like spend it with the people who edify you or whatever. I'm not trying to say like echo chamber it, but like I don't even correct some people anymore because it's like, if you want to believe that about me, crack on. Like, just, I know it comes with the territory, but like, you know, your energy is like so important. Thank you, Yannicka. Thank you very much for being here. I hope the rest of your time zone goes well. Must be friends with JKR. Yeah. Like. Could you imagine it? Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize it till a long time, but like, don't waste energy. Like if you changing someone's opinion, especially on the internet, in a comment section or whatever, it's so difficult. And like I could spend a lot of my energy and time on like changing one person's mind and showing them the evidence that they need for that everyone isn't autistic now or whatever, right? And it's like, okay, and now I'm exhausted, and it's like 1,000 hours later. I don't know, it's like sometimes it's just not worth it, man. Like whether it's advocacy or whatever, sometimes some people, it's just not worth changing their minds. So I keep touching I was gonna say touching myself, but you know what I mean by that. I keep sort of like regulating stims. Staring at an angry donut, you're not worth the calories. Yeah, you know. I should surround myself with good people now. Yeah, Helen, same. I mean, I suppose like by being an internet content creator, which I guess is not amazingly, it might be relevant to some of you, but maybe not. Like, it's like, cool, well, you know, you interact with more people, but it's like, if I allocate my time, I will allocate my time away from my comment section and into my Discord, right? It's one of those things, allocate your time socially, like, accordingly. It's just, you know, your own mental health is important. So I'm just trying to read this. Tell me a rage without saying it. I like spoons. I don't have my soundboard here, but I can't do that. I like rusty spoons. I like rusty spoons. I keep reading ducks and imagine ducklings as emotional support pets. Ducks are a pain in the ass, and they do a lot of damage. They're quite active, the ducks. Wouldn't it be great if they used all that AI to filter out the hate or troll comments? I mean, like, wouldn't it be great if they just put the timeout and mod buttons not side by side? Meg, I wish you luck. I salute you on your parenting duties. It is a challenge. Conversations to be lovely, but only get popular are going to collect trolls. Yeah, it's true. I think it's a bit strange, isn't it? Because like, those of you that lived through the 80s and 90s, like, one of the good things about those decades was the fact that there was no internet. And like, one of the great things about the current decade is that we can use online services for all kinds of things. But, you know, the downside of that is it's kind of antisocial in the most part. Yeah. I was attacked by a duck when I was 8. We've had adventures ever since. Are you sure it wasn't a little goose? The worst spoon is one that's not the right size. The best is the spoon that you have. I'll give you an example, right? thoughts on the spoon? Please, everybody. Thoughts on the spoon. Sorry. It's quite heavy. So for those of you who want to know, I'd say it's heavier than normal. But do we have thoughts? Do we have spoon thoughts? The spoonage. A nice good shape. It's acceptable. It's like an alien's head. I agree with you, Nikki. It's like an alien's head. Yes, it is like an alien's head. You put some eyes on there, little googly eyes, and you have. I think it's weird. I think it's the wrong spoon. Oops. I'm sorry, I've just hidden somebody's message by accident. I'm sorry, whoever it was. IKEA, my sister, I was debating about acceptable spoon shapes. Yeah, so this spoon doesn't hold very much, by the way. It's not very, do you see what I mean? It's not very, it's quite shallow. It's just a bit too long on the spoon part though, yeah. The forks are fine. Yeah, the forks are fine. There's no... This is the rest of the cutlery. So the forks are okay, I reckon. Yeah, the forks are fine. Yeah, they're kind of heavy as well, but yeah, they're alright. No dramas there. Forks are okay. The knife is okay. Those are fine. It's a little bit sad that I have this cutlery, but I don't have any food to eat with it. I do have my pot noodle. I do have this, which I'm going to have very shortly. It'll be yummy. You think the fork's the wrong shape? Hey, this is okay. That's all right. The tines are a bit close together, but yeah, other than that, it's okay. I reckon that'll be all right. Knife looks a bit on the blunt side. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, well, no. It's got some serrations on there. A few serrations. I think I tried a spoon section for the autism assessment. Pretty sure NTs do not have strong opinions about the shape of their spoons. I will accept a spork. I have a plastic spork. Not here. You just needed to know that. This is important content. I use it to make custard. So I make the custard and I use it to the tubby custard, and I just use it because it doesn't scrape the pan and it's the right shape to make sure there's not lumps in it. Consumer advice that you never asked for. You're welcome. Heart-shaped Valentine spoons. No, oh, leave them there. That's just waste. Why are we making environmental waste? It might be pretty, but yes, mostly use chopsticks. Fresh made vegan custard, yeah. So if you're in the UK and there's a brand called Birds, it's a bit like Bisto. Like when you say vegan gravy, it sounds disgusting, but it's just I suppose you could say it's accidentally vegan. Let's use some oat milk and some sugar. My PC mouse is about as big as my standard large gaming mouse, much heavier. Yeah, a heavy mouse hurts my wrist. I joined late. Yeah, you defo did. I am in a hotel. I am far from home. When I was a kid, I refused birds custard because I thought it was for birds. It's not for birds. It's got the royal symbol on it because it means the Queen used to eat it, or the royal household ordered it, or something. You missed the ode to Frith's sacrifice. Thanks, mate. Where can I get a spork? Any good retailer will sell you a spork. A plastic spork if you are mixing custard. Corn flour, sugar, pinch of turmeric, oat milk and vanilla mix of vegan custard. Yeah, this is also true. I am going to eat some food now. I'm not going to do it on the camera. So I'm going to slurp that thing. If it's terrible, I'll have to order something in, but I would rather avoid doing so. I have stuff I can tell you, but I'm not going to. I'm working on it. I'm working on not saying things. I have reasons. You'll all find out eventually anyway. So, oops. Right, okay. I have my icons really small on my laptop. It's a 14-inch laptop. The icons are tiny because I don't usually use it as a laptop. I usually just have it plugged in. And when it's plugged into a big monitor, it at the right distance, I can see it. But right now I can't really see it because they're tiny icons. And I'm like trying to click Streamlabs desktop. That's the one I want. Oh, bugger. Sorry everyone. Hang on a second. I've got a problem. I don't have any exit music. I've got Spotify, and if it's not on Spotify, I can't play it. So, hang on. Right. Let's do this one. This can be exit music. We're getting there. Right. The party, because I can't after party. But it's sort of exit music, sort of. A non-after party exit music. Thank you all for being here. I'm just reading, I see everybody's messages. Such Jesus to go, well, I mean, I do try, but sometimes verbalizing stuff kind of ruins it. Some of you have had some spoilers in last week on Discord. That's okay, we can dream the exit music at this point. Thank you all for being here. Oh, Miss Pat, I'm going to say it all anyway. It's just going to happen in a controlled way. So anyway, yeah, that's why there wasn't a video on Sunday. That doesn't mean there's not going to be more videos. There's loads of videos. There's like videos, like half-made videos. I'm working on this. Give me time. I will try and enjoy the noodles. Ta-ta, Wendy. Fox, take care. RJ, Bibliopholic. Astia, Lindale, Nil. Astia, Soup. TDK. Noreen. Belden. Etc. Chloe, everybody. Harriet, your message by Autistic Humans was held for review by YouTube. I just had a prompt on my screen telling me your message was held for review because by Autistic Humans is apparently rude. Who knew? Yeah, don't forget to stim the like button because it tells YouTube I do an okay job. Sorry. Bye. Mike is parkour training. No, that would be dangerous. That's self-limit. If I were to try and do parkour training, right, that would be self-limiting because I would incur so many. I would incur such injury that it could never be done. So it's not parkour training. No, it's nothing like that. Everybody had a good time zone. Thank you very much for being here. There's still more music.
That's sure something I could use.
I'm reading the chat. That's what this is. If you just joined and you're wondering why is there this man on the screen with an iPad and he's not saying anything, he's reading in his head. It's quicker to read in my head than it is to read out loud. I hope your dreams are still in full technicolor. I've had dreams in 800 by 600 before. It might have even been like 640 by 480. I'm sure. I used to play a lot of Team Fortress 2, and I occasionally would have dreams in like 640 by 480, you know, like really VGA blocky. Anyway, they say it's your brain processing stuff, so I have no idea what's going on. Who knows? I don't know. I try and talk